Hello, this is a very small video regarding double integration and triple integration. This may be a myth breaker. The myth is typically what we think about double integration and triple integration is double integration is somewhat related to find out area and triple integration is finding out the volume. But this is not the case actually. In case of double integration, what we try to do is to accumulate or to gather some information. That information may be in terms of heat, it may be in terms of currency, but just we want to gather those information over a certain area. That is the idea of double integration. How does it work? Say we are working in the xy plane, right? Now if we subdivide the entire area in very small elemental areas having dimension of dx and dy, then what we can do, we can put our required information, that information may be of heat or currency, we can just put those information. Say at x equals to 0 and y equals to 0, we have a certain area, elemental area of having dimension dx and dy. We just put a currency, say of 5 rupees over there. Okay, then just shift very small, very little. Okay, then just shift x equals to 1 unit and y equals to 0, keeping y equals to 0. So if you just shift very little, you will find another elemental area is waiting for you. So you just put another currency, it may be 10 rupees on that particular area. Like that, if you cover your entire area putting your required information, and at the end of the day, if you just collect all the information, if you just gather all the information, then this is basically the integral you have done, and this integral is called your double integration. So at the end of the process, you may end up with a currency or altogether maybe of say 1000 rupees or 1500 rupees, something like that. Let's come to the triple integral. In triple integral, what we actually do, we gather same kind of information over the entire volume, over any entire volume. Maybe we may consider this room as our required volume. Now, if we are interested to know how much heat is accumulated in the entire volume, that means in the entire room, then we can approach through the triple integral process. How? In triple integral formula, if you remember, the formula was pretty straightforward. We just integrate any function of x, y and z. That function may be currency, that function may be heat, or any other parameter. We just integrate over certain bounds of x, certain bounds of y and certain bounds of z, as because we are dealing with the space type of thing, that is the volume. Now in the similar fashion, say we have certain function f of x, y, z as a function of x, y and z. We have certain function. Now what does it mean? F of x, y, z, what does it mean? It means if you change your x, y or z value, then certainly your function value will be changing throughout the entire volume. Let's say at x equals to 0, y equals to 0, z equals to 0, we have a very small pocket, okay, very small pocket having a dimension of dx, dy and dz, very elemental volume, empty volume. If you have that pocket, you just put over certain heat amounting say 7 calorie. Then you just again shift to another small volume, elemental volume, and put there say 12 calorie. You just shift to another volume, elemental volume of dx, dy, dz, and then just put a heat of say 20 calorie. So who will determine that at which point we will put what value of heat? That actually is determined by the function itself, the function f of xyz. That means actually what should be the value of heat at which point of the entire volume. So now if you have the function, so you know the information that at which point how much heat is getting accumulated. Okay, so at which point how much heat is there. So at the end, if you just sum the entire heat for the entire volume of the room, then you'll be getting the total amount of heat, that may be say 5000 calorie or whatever, 7000 calorie. So this calorie is the information which was represented by that particular function f of xyz. So this heat is a function or a parameter which is a function of xyz. If you change your point, if you change in your space, if you change your position in space, then certainly your parameter would be changed. Okay, it might happen that the function is a constant. That means if you are dealing with a constant parameter, that is the entire room is provided with a uniform heat, that essentially means that f of xyz is constant, maybe 2 calorie or 5 calorie, whatever. That also may happen, but it may change also according to your space, according to your position. Say we have a certain heat source over there, okay, so and we have ice in the other side, so certainly amount of heat stored in that particular zone will be more than that particular side, this side. Okay, so this is all about information, and this is all about gathering the information or accumulating the information. So ideally or fundamentally, double integral means gathering some information over a certain area, and triple integral means gathering certain information, certain parameter over a certain volume. These are the fundamentals of double integral and triple integral. Thank you.